to socio-economic and infrastructural advancements, Lagos has always been the envy of Africa. As Nigeria's frontline commercial hub, it has continued to position itself as an economic powerhouse on the continent. Welcome to Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeniyi. Governor Babajide Sanwoolu has expanded the capacity of the Lagos State Ferry services with the delivery of 7 additional high-capacity speedboats. This is aimed at shoring up the agency's fleet for rapid transit on the waterways.
The growing interest in the water transportation by residents of Lagos State has received a boost following the expansion of Lagos State ferry services capacity with the delivery of 7 additional high-capacity speedboats to shore up the agency's fleet for rapid transit on the waterways. The governor flagged off the use of the new boat for commercial operations at an event held at the administrative yard of the Lagos State Waterways Authority. Governor Sanwoolu also launched the use of Cowrie card for passengers using water transportation to create a seamless payment scheme in line with the state's multimodal transportation system. This integrates the lag ferry services to an automated payment solution already created for the BRT services and the state-owned rail lines which are coming on board. Lag ferry has moved over 500 passengers in the past year with 14 boats it previously acquired. With the additional boats to its fleet, the agency now has improved efficiency and capacity to move close to 1 million passengers across Lagos waterways yearly. Deputy Governor Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, who represented the governor, says the procurement of the new boat is in fulfillment of his government's pledge to boost the fleet of lag ferry and increase its capacity to transport more Lagos residents daily in order to reduce traffic congestions on the road.
The impressive performance of lag ferry in the last 1 year is an indication of the growing confidence of our people in water transportation. It also justifies our decision to procure additional boats to enhance lag ferry's operation and capacity to meet the transportation demand of our teeming passengers. As we empower lag ferry for efficient ferry services and provide an enabling environment for the continuous growth of water transportation, we must remember that it takes concerted efforts to strengthen our waterways infrastructure. I therefore urge the organized private sector to invest in water transportation as the economic potential is limitless. I assure you that we continue to support the private sector participation in water transportation by putting in place the most appropriate regulatory framework for high return on investment. Some of the steps we are taking in this regard include the ongoing construction and rehabilitation of 15 jetties across the state, as well as the dredging of our waterways to open up more routes for water transportation. In the last few years, we have significantly upgraded the capacity of our regulatory agency, that is LASWA, to adequately cater for the needs of passengers, with safety being the topmost objective. Our people should have nothing, absolutely nothing to fear when they board our ferries. I urge Lagosians to embrace water transportation as it remains the most safest, most reliable, and efficient means and fastest means of transportation within our state. Our administration will continue to prioritize absolute safety on our waterways by ensuring total compliance with safety protocols and regulations, including regular use of life jackets by both operators and passengers.
For the Commissioner for Transportation, Dr. Frederick Oladeyinde, the government's approach to solving the state's transportation gap was to adopt an all-round approach which took cognizance of the development of all modes of transportation.
With the addition of these 7 new boats, Lag Ferry now has 21 operational boats in its fleet to commute Lagosians from 16 approved existing routes in collaboration with the existing operators who have about 300 boats. So Lag Ferry is complementing the private sector, and the idea is that we work hand in hand to ensure that we can move the mass number of peoples that we have in Lagos. So the private sector are very important in what we're doing also, and we want to continue to encourage them to actually partner with government to operate the boat services in Lagos State. That the government's approach to solving the state transportation gap is to adopt a 360 degrees approach, which takes cognizance of the development of all modes, which includes roads, rail, water, and non-motorized transportation.
The new boats launched include 2 units of 50-seater and 5 units of 30-seater, with 1 utility boat for operational purposes. They will operate on all approved routes for Lag Ferry, and passengers are to use the cowrie card for payment for the ferry services.
Mr. Governor and Mr. Speaker,
Governor Babajide Sanwoolu of Lagos State has signed 3 bills into law towards the development of the state. The laws include the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission Law amended, the Lagos State Sports Commission Law amended, and the Lagos State House of Assembly Service Commission Law. Speaking at the signing ceremony in Lagos, Sanwoolu said that the 3 laws were what the government would rally on to make life better for the citizenry. He said the citizens are the reason behind governance and that Lagos residents should expect more from his administration. The governor commended the House of Assembly for their cooperation and speedy amendments of the laws.
It's only when you have true laws that you truly have true representation, and it's from the laws and the kind of guidelines that comes out that you really can know how important or how serious the government is. And so we in the executive will do justice to the provisions in the various laws. We will take it very seriously and we'll use it to activate good governance, for our people. The first one, which is the House of Assembly Service Commission, goes to further show the leadership of Lagos State, both in the House, the Executive, and Judiciary, that will continue to lead by ensuring that issues around autonomy, we don't even lip service it. It's something that we are currently observing fully. The second one, regarding our sports and our sport ministry and our sports commission, is really to deepen, sport activity in the state, opportunities at every grassroots level, with our local governments and with our various communities, where we ensure that we use sports as a good reference point to galvanize, all of the youth development.
We amended the Lagos State House of Assembly Service Commission law to further deepen democracy in the state and in Nigeria by extension, as we all know that the parliament represents the people, the parliament being the eyes and the ears of the people. We continue to do that to enhance, representation in Lagos State.
It's Nicole Bergman of Australia, who lives in Britain, who's in the lead at the moment, 6.73, and Bergman only just qualified for the final. But Ajunwa has done something rather special here. Oh my goodness, it's 7.12. It's a new African and Commonwealth record for the Nigerian. That is going to be very, very tough to beat.
The long wait is over for Chioma Ajunwa Okpara, the first African woman to win a gold medal in the Olympic Games field event. 25 years after, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwoolu redeemed the government's pledge of a house to the athlete. The governor presented keys to a 3-bedroom apartment in Babatunde Raji Fashola Housing Estate in Iponri to Ajunwa Okpara, who is now an Assistant Commissioner of Police in Lagos Police Command. Sanwoolu made the presentation at a reception held for Lagos State's athletes who participated in the recently concluded National Sports Festival in Edo State. Lagos won 125 medals, including 32 gold and 27 silver medals in the contest. The governor at the event also presented checks to the medal winners, some of whom are going to represent the nation in the forthcoming Tokyo Olympic Games in Japan.
We're here to recognize, to encourage, to celebrate, and to reward loyalty and performance of our state athletes. So, Chief Mrs. Chioma Ajunwa Opara has deemed it fit to give your governor, my humble self, the first replica of the gold medal she won for Nigeria 25 years ago. For some of you that are young, 25 years is a long time, but we remember very well what she did for us at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996. The famous long jump at that time, and the famous hands up, where she did not even believe herself that she had won a gold medal. Chief Mrs. Ajunwa will continue to remain our own role model. We have seen us giving out from 750,000 to 500,000 to 300,000 to individual gold, silver, and bronze medal, and giving out 2.5, 2 million and 1.5 to various group sports, right, that are team sports, just so that we can, in our own little manner, just encourage, all of you for keeping the flag flying. But more importantly, is to look at what is ahead of us. And what is ahead of us first is from later this month into next month, we'll have the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. And I'm aware that some of you that are indigenous of Lagos State will be carrying our flag and be carrying the flag of Nigeria on the world stage, so that you have a good footing and you know that your government in Lagos State is fully appreciative of what you are about, what you are going to do for us.
Very grateful to them and to God. That is why they said delay is not denial. And you have to be consistent in what you are doing, and you know that it satisfies his conscience. I want to say a very big thank you to our government and to entire Lagos State. I don't know the word to use to qualify the way I feel. Actually, the governor made my day. And it's a lot of encouragement to the youth, which has been my passion, which has been why I'm still struggling to make sure that our youth use sports instead of crime.
Now let's bring you a story of a 10-year-old boy who has defied his age, lack of education, physical disability, and environment to become a chess champion with skill in the rank of genius. The story of Mehunu Ferdinand Mahumo is coming after the Makoko Slum Wonder Kid had a match with Governor Babajide Sanwoolu, which ended in stalemates. Have a listen.
I climb every mountain and swim every ocean.
That is Cody Lee, a blind and autistic child that won the 14th season of America's Got Talent in 2019. The story of the Korean-American singer, songwriter, and pianist of being blind and living with autism was inspiring and attracted millions of viewers around the world.
Back the clock.
It is a similar story with Mauma of Lagos, Nigeria, a chess champion that has never been to school in his life. I got to know about the medically challenged, skillful chess player when he engaged the #1 citizen of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwoolu, a chess player himself, for about 40 minutes. This went viral. The game ended in stalemate. Chess is a classic game of brain.
Thank you. He's a good chess player. Yes.
Chess players are smart. Medical studies also shows that playing chess decreases the risk of dementia. The object of the game is to checkmate the opponent's king, whereby there is no way for it to escape. When I asked how come a boy with little education and disability be good at such a game, more so, this unusual chess player lives in an unusual environment. Makoko is an informal settlement across the Third Mainland Bridge located on the coast of mainland Lagos. Beautiful scenery, no doubt, but in Makoko, life is hard. Major parts of the area is on the land, but a third of the community is built on stilts along the Lagos Lagoon.
Okay. I have visited Makoko for a number of stories ranging from the poor sanitation environment to maternal mortality, teenage pregnancy and out-of-school children. But this time, I'm on the floating slum to find a rare gem. As we headed to Shoguro area, the waterways was busy with people's daily activities. Hi. Tunde Onokoya is the coach. I have come to see Ferdinand. All right. The training center is filled with aspiring chess players and tiny feet. 95% of the children here are not in school, but for the Chess in Slums Africa, it is fitting to engage them with the help of volunteers. And that is the star boy.
So at this point now, are you listening to me now?
Busy training, always training. The winner of the Chess in Slums Africa's tournament in Makoko, Mauma Ferdinand Mehonu, suffers from cerebral palsy. The 10-year-old boy's moves are extraordinary, even for a genius.
We found him outside, being bullied by his friends, right? And when I saw him, I admired his passion to want to join us here. So we brought him into the class. Yeah, so we put him in a class there. And he started learning, and within a few minutes of being introduced to the game, he performed better than every other person in his class. So that was when we discovered that he was gifted. And for a boy that struggles with his health condition, it was an amazing fit. To see him play with so much dexterity, with so much skill.
He only learns by signs, and with the help of his Ego language interpreter, who is his elder sister, Bosse. Mauma Ferdinand shows a rare understanding of chess through pattern recognition.
Kò gbọ́ English, kò gbọ́ Yorùbá. Nǹkan tó máa ń ṣe, èmi ni mo máa ń bá sọ lẹ́gùn, kó dẹ̀ máa ń gbọ́.
He is also a teacher.
I normally talk to him in our language. I normally tell him that he should teach it to me. I want to know about chess because the way he normally plays, I feel like doing it.
Is he even aware of the good news around him?
ní pé àwọn play game rẹ̀ dáadáa tó pa àwọn ìmọ̀ pé àwọn gbé wíyà.
Cerebral palsy is due to abnormal brain development, often before birth. About 2% of cases are believed to be due to an inherited genetic cause. Other risk factors include difficult delivery, birth injury caused by medical negligence, head injuries in children, failure to detect or properly treat infections, among others. But if cerebral palsy is a damage to the brain and chess is a game of brain, how come Maomo is this exceptional?
Cerebral palsy is not a curable condition. That must be emphasized. Okay, but treatable, however. They have some exceptional ability, like they overcompensate, as it were. There are two syndromes that would readily come to mind. The first one is the Savant syndrome, S-A-V-A-N-T syndrome, Savant syndrome. The other one, of course, to consider is an ASD, an autistic spectrum disorder. Okay? Some of them, they have all these developmental delayed milestones and what have you, but they have some exceptional ability, okay? Which could range from, they have some superhuman strength. They develop some musical skill, maybe arts, maybe some mechanical, and then some may have to even relate to knowing dates, as in calendars, and then calculation as well.
It is time to wrap up the 5 hours training, but not without the mantra session, their regular motivational talks.
What if you're not good enough?
Since the day Maomo met Governor Sanwoolu, his status and that of his family have changed in the community.
First thing the governor wants is to place all of them in school. Because even talking to the governor, he said we should try Ferdinand in a normal school first. Because for someone to know how to play chess, that means his cognitive reasoning is high. So the state government will put them in school, and for their accommodation, certainly no governor or government would see them the way they are and not do something about it. For me, I see Ferdinand going to play World Chess Championship internationally. So I think he's someone that we should encourage and support all the way. Everything he cannot say with his mouth is in his eyes. So there's no one that looks into Ferdinand's eyes that doesn't see a future, doesn't see hopes in his eyes.
I am curious to see the happy parents, and the champion leads the way. It's a rented story building with an unusual staircase.
Congratulations.
This is a story of a humble family of 6. This is all that are here. It's a roofing sheet with holes leaving a free passage for rain. This is where the talent hides. The father is a fisherman and the mother a fishmonger.
Mo máa ń sọ fún pé ọmọ yìí bí mo ṣe bí ẹ ká ní pé mo jà olè ni k'Ọlọ́run dáríjì mi, ká ní pé mo ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa ni k'Ọlọ́run dáríjì mi, ṣùgbọ́n mo ti rò títí tí kò sí tí mi ò ṣe, mo ṣe pé tó jẹ́ kíní èyí ó jẹ́ nǹkan búburú ni mo fi bí ọmọ yìí, ṣùgbọ́n mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run, inú mi dùn gan-an. Èmi ọmọ tán ní pé gọ̀rúgọ̀ Ọlọ́run wá gbé ọmọ yẹn wá di ọmọ ńlá lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Mo fẹ́ kó jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, mo fẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ yẹn kó ga jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ó máa ń wù mí kó lọ sí iléèwé, kò sí nǹkan agbára tá máa fi gbé torí tí mo máa ń tà tá bá ti rí díẹ̀ tá bá ti jẹ torí nǹkan tá bá ti ṣe léni nínú ẹ̀ láti máa ń jẹ díẹ̀ tá bá ti rí náà a máa fi parí ẹlẹ́kan náà ọ̀la náà tá bá ti lọ tá ọjọ́ tá à ń rí kò sí oúnjẹ o mọ́ mi.
But now the story has changed. No doubt, Maomo is a miracle child.
I'm pé Ọlọ́run máa ṣe àrùn ìní fún wa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Nǹkan tó fà pé Ọlọ́run tó ṣe àrùn pé Ọlọ́run pé a máa ká rẹ̀ sunkún pé ọjọ́ kan bọ̀ pé a máa rí ọmọ yìí ó máa ṣe rere fún wa. Pé a dúpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run pé Ọlọ́run ṣe àrùn fún wa.
Inú mi dùn sí pé àbúrò mi ti di star. Inú mi dùn gan-an. Lẹ́blánú náà wẹ̀ ó tọ́ di ó fà ṣe mẹ́hẹ́mí jẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ gígó ń pa. Òun ni ní pé mo dúpẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run ọmọ tí mo bí mi fi ojú sunkún pé mi ò rí mọ́. Ó ṣàìsàn mo ń rí mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Ó ti yé yìí mo wá ń sọ fún Ọlọ́run nínú ìrìn ẹni pé ọmọ eléyìí kọ́lọ́run má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ ọmọ tí mi ò ní ríro mọ́. Ẹ mú ìtumọ̀ Máòmù ní èdè Yorùbá. Máòmù yẹn òun ni ní pé ó yé Ọlọ́run.
Maomo Ferdinand Mehunu was born to play chess and hopefully to change the life of his parents and siblings.
Ẹ ṣé mà.
His story is an inspirational one that buttress the fact that there is always a silver lining around a dark cloud.
Ẹ ṣé màámi, ẹ ṣé mà o, ẹ ṣé mà. Ẹ ṣé mà.
And that's a package on this edition of Inside Lagos. Thanks for watching. But before we go, we would like to wish Governor Babajide Sanwoolu a prosperous year ahead. Yes, he clocked 56 last Friday. So, Mr. Governor, many happy returns. And that's a package. Thanks for being there. I'm Ade Doja. Salam Adini.